Good morning, hopefuls. It's me, Miss Hope. Thank you all for tuning in to On the Couch with Miss Hope. And it's quite amazing because I'm never hardly ever on the couch. I'm either in my bedroom or somewhere other than the couch. And today I am on my patio. It's a beautiful day here in Illinois. It's not quite scorching hot yet, so I thought it would be great to come outside and just enjoy the morning air and get some fresh air and everything. And it is a coffee type of morning. That's not my usual beverage of the morning, but this is that type of morning. As you see, I have my breast cancer awareness cup. Yes, not a Soho cup. We don't have mugs yet, but we will. And as soon as I do, I think that's all that I will be drinking out of is my Soho mug. I hope the noise isn't too much because I'm kind of like by a major road. And of course, it's about 6:30 now, and everybody and their mama is going to work. But I don't understand because during the day, it's still a lot of people. So whatever. But I am on my patio enjoying this beautiful day, and I decided that I wanted to do a video with you guys because a topic came up that was very interesting. Now, if you saw my last video, it was just kind of like just letting you know that it's called Staying Alive is Your Responsibility, and I got into the importance of eating healthy and exercising and living right. And I said that when I did my next video, I would go into the medical dynamics of, okay, I found a lump and my lump is cancerous. And I am still going to do that. Most likely what's going to happen is I'll probably end up doing 2 videos today, but something was just really big on my heart that I really wanted to discuss. So my topic for today really is, I really don't even have a title. It's just something simple that is just simple. It's like, it's to support the cancer patient or the cancer survivor in your life. I was speaking with a friend the other day, and I was saddened because her grandmother had breast cancer, and she had fought breast cancer 20 years ago, and she beat it. It was cancer free, or it was dormant. She was in remission, whatever you want to call it, for 20 years. And now in her 80s, it had come back, and she had to go through all these things, and she had to have more. It was more aggressive, and she had to have more chemo, and she had to have all these things. And so, the bills were mounting because she's older now. She's not working. She's retired. And her bills were mounting, and she was like, okay, you know what? I'm not even doing this anymore. I'm done. She's only, it's only about 80, now she's only like 80 pounds. She's a very vibrant and vivacious lady. And now, she's just kind of like, I just can't take it. She's tired. And, she even had made a statement to my friend, like, I'm tired. I'm ready to die. I'm tired. And that really struck a chord with me because I understand the last conversation, because it makes me remember, the last conversation that me and my grandmother had. And she didn't die from cancer, but she had been going through a lot of medical issues, and she made the statement that I was handling all of her financial affairs, and she said, I really want to get this, us to get this right, because I don't know if I'll come back this time if I go back in the hospital. And me and my grandmother had a rocky relationship for a while, and I was so blessed that we came back together, and we really enjoyed the time we had together. It was only 2 weeks, but I thank God for those 2 weeks, because I would have just don't know, you just never know when those things really aren't that important, when you really think about it, and it comes down to never seeing that person again on this side. So I remember the last conversation that I had with my grandmother, and when she told me that, I'm like, okay, when people say things like that, that's not to get trying to get no attention. they know what they mean, especially our elderly. Oftentimes, we look over what our elderly says because, like, oh, they're old, they just want attention, you know, all this stuff, and that is so, I mean, that is foolish thinking. So anyway, the issue where the topic comes from is because her and her family, they are not taking this seriously. You know, they kind of push grandma to the side a little bit because she, you know, because she's gotten slower, and she's slower because of the chemotherapy and the medication and the treatments that she's taking. This is what I want to say to you, whoever you may be, whether you're watching this the day I posted or whether you're watching it 10 or 20 years down the line and you just stumble across it. Until the day has come where you have walked the shoes of a cancer patient, you cannot under any circumstances just shake off what that person feels. Now, I understand that that person will never understand what that patient went through. But if you have not walked those shoes, you cannot under any circumstances brush off what that person says about how they're feeling, what they're going to do, how long it takes them to do it. You cannot at all. It's hurtful, it's painful, and it's neglectful. It really is neglectful. The thing of this issue is this: no one asked to have cancer. And I can only imagine how a person would feel if you had this already and then you got to go through it again. I just don't even know what type of frame of mind that I would be in. It's just like, are you kidding me? You know, are you serious? Are you serious? So to go through this a second time will be even more detrimental on the individual. It's detrimental as it is on the first time, but the second time is just like, okay, you know, like, really? Is this what I'm finna do? Is this finna be the repetition of my life of 2, 3, 4, 5 times to keep going through this and pumping this stuff into my body? And I can't, you know, it's mind boggling, and it's irritating. It's irritating, it's frustrating. It will piss you off, for lack of a better word, period. When you are a patient, granted, no one understands what you are physically, mentally, emotionally going through, socially going through. If you are a support system to someone that is going through this, whatever it may be, maybe it ain't cancer, maybe it's abusive relationship, maybe it's lupus, maybe whatever, I broke a fingernail, whatever. If you're calling yourself a support system, you need to do that. Support that person. You need to love that person. Let them know that you love them. Be there for them. I don't care if it takes them 2 hours to put a house shoe on their foot. You get down there and help them put the house shoe on. Help them walk from here to there. Show them that you support them. Going through them treatments, it takes a lot out of you. I am 31 years old, and I was 30 last year when I was diagnosed. I have 2 small children, and I may have maybe 12 steps from where I live outside to the bus stop to put my little ones on the bus. And it would take me almost 20 minutes to get there. 20 minutes for 12 steps. And it was because the medicine takes so much out of you. Your body's already exhausted from surgery. You got this stuff surging through you. You can't eat. You're in pain. You can't sleep. You're going through all of this stuff. The fact that I even decided to get up and walk was a miracle. If you have people in your life like this, the fact that they're steady trying to fight and go on instead of calling you up saying, give me a drink of water, doing this, doing that, that shows their tenacity. You should be there supporting them. You should never brush it off. You should never laugh or think, oh, they just want attention. Excuse me, let me put it to you like this. If I wanted attention, cancer would be the last way I would go and get it. I'm just here to let you know, that would be the last thing on my mind to get me some attention. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Sorry, I just can't stand it. I can't. And I'm passionate about my cause, as you probably can tell. But I really cannot stand that. So I talked to my friend, and I was able to help her by using my experience to help her to understand. I'm like, here I am. I was 30 years old, going through this, feeling this kind of way. You know, when you get about 80, you already, and I know I'm not saying anything because you have some vibrations, you know, they going to get it, they doing their thing, but your body's already slowing down. You already getting used to things slowing down, and things are changing, and you may not can do some of the things that you want to do. And so I can only imagine 80 years old cancer patient. It's like, oh, I can barely lift my head. I can barely do anything. I never wanted to depend on anybody. I don't want to go in a nursing home. I don't want to have to live off my kids or my grandkids. I just want to live out my days happy and healthy, and now I cannot do that. I wouldn't want that to be me. I would not want that to be me. You know, I just would not want that to be me. And so, you know, if you are a support system, if you have a patient, a cancer patient as a relative or a friend, or I don't know, maybe the cancer patient is your patient or whatever, teacher, children, you have to be sensitive to what they are going through. No, you may not never know what they're going through, but you need to be sensitive to what they are feeling. You need to listen. You need to sympathize. Sometimes it may get annoying. Sometimes it may get on your nerves. Take you 10 minutes, but then sit down and put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself, how would you want to be treated if it was you in that situation? So you may say, okay, Miss Hope, well, you didn't went on your rampage and you didn't told us all about, you know, what we need to do. So, okay, you know, what am I supposed to do? Okay, I'll tell you, because my support system was awesome. I thank God for them every day. If you are a support to someone that is a cancer patient, first, you have to realize that they are going through a lot. It ain't only the body, it's all in the mental state. They are going through a lot because the number one thing on their mind is, I'm not ready to die, period. And even if you like, okay, Lord, take me now, you're not trying to die like that from cancer. So number one, be sensitive to what they're thinking. Take a few minutes to put yourself in that situation and ask yourself, how would I want to be treated if I was this cancer patient? Number two, encourage them. Tell them, you know, how much you love them and appreciate them. Do some things that they want to do. Maybe they can't go out to Walmart. Maybe all that they can do is sit there. They got a favorite book that they can read. Read their book to them. Take the trash out for them. Show them that you love them. Spend time with them. That is the most loneliest time in the world when you're going through this, because you have to stay seated in the house. I was in the house for 4 months. Stuck in a recliner because I couldn't even lay in my bed. My family was going on. My husband was going on doing his thing. My children were going to school. Everyone else has a life, and I understood that. But they all would come together and make me feel special. They would rub my feet or read me a book or rub my head or brush my hair. All these things for me. They would fix me dinner, different things. I would have cards sent to me. My church families were phenomenal. They were praying for me. They would have me on prayer line. They would send me food and clothes and all these things. Encourage them. Encourage them. And if you see that they're getting in a slump, like, oh, life is over, that is what you are for. That is what you are for. You are there to pump them up. At this moment, you are their number one fan. Think about your favorite artist or your favorite sports fan and how you root and holler and scream and kick and fall all out. That's exactly how you need to be for that person. That is your loved one. They need that. Do not take that person for granted. most importantly, do not take that situation for granted, because you know what? Cancer does not have a face, an age, or race. It can very well be you that next time that's going through this situation, and guarantee you, you are definitely going to need somebody there for you that's rooting you on and that's having your back. So encourage them, support them, be there for them. Let them know that you love them. Let them, because sometimes you often feel like a burden. Let them know that they're not a burden, that they're not a burden to you. That just let them know. Make them comfortable. It's their time now. They're going through something, because majority of the people that's going through this, they have been everything to everybody else, and now it's time for everybody else to be something to them. So please do not take that for granted. Be a support, be an encouragement, help them out, be what they need. If it's just a counselor, listen to what they're talking about, listen to what they're saying, and whatever decision that they make, trust the decision and support their decision. If they don't want to do medicine anymore, okay, ask them why, respect what they say, and deal with it. Deal with it. Don't tell them that they're crazy. Don't tell them that they're foolish. Don't tell them that they're stupid or none of those things, because that ain't gonna change their mind. It's gonna make them upset, and then you just seem like the person that it's like, okay, I know not to even have them in my circle anymore. I had a friend that came at me all wrong, and I ain't gonna say I'm not a friend no more, but all I'm gonna say is, honey, don't even worry about it. I won't come to her for that type of thing anymore. It's not important. You tend to withdraw from people who kind of like, yapping all up in your face, because like you don't know nothing about this. So you just need to learn, do some research of your own. But respect that person. Respect what they think. Respect how they feel. If this is a person that you love, you care about, it shouldn't even be an issue. For real. It should not even be an issue. So I thank you so much, for tuning in. And also, one more thing. It doesn't even help to adapt to their situation. Like when I opted out of my medication, I had to change all my lifestyle around a pretty much of a great deal. And my husband and my kids, they adapted with me. Even my mother, who don't even live with me, she adapted her lifestyle to mine. Because it's so, again, that's another form of encouragement. It's encouragement. Go to some of the doctor's appointments. I think one of the most opening eye situations for my husband was when he went to chemotherapy with me for the first time, which was my last time, and he saw all those other people in there and how they were looking and what they were going through. And some of them were in there with their wives or their husbands and things like that. Go! Don't just run your mouth. If you're not going to do nothing about it, then it is what it is. But don't just sit there and run your mouth and blow a person off about something that you just don't know nothing about. It's not fair to the patients at all. And it just really just make you look kind of foolish. And it's like, if you do not know, it's a lot of resources out there that can help you. So again, like I stated before, I thank you all so much for tuning in. If I was a little hard or rough, that's because I'm passionate about this, and I mean what I say. I do not take any of it back. Thankfully, when I got through talking to my friend, she really did understand. And she said she's going to go back and talk to the rest of her family, and she's like, okay, I see it from a different point now. And so I thank God for that. Anytime I can be a blessing. But you have to think about these things. Treat people how you want to be treated, because you never know the next time. It just might be you in that situation. So again, thank you so much. I love you all. Like I stated many times, there will be no Miss Hope or So Hope at all without you. If you have any questions for On the Couch with Miss Hope, I promise I'm not always as rough. But if you do have any questions, you can always email me at so2hope@gmail.com. I am accepting all questions and comments. Please leave your comments below. Please subscribe. You can find me on Facebook.com/SoHope1. Twitter, my handle is So2Hope. It is the same handle for Pinterest and for Instagram. Also, most importantly, do not forget you can check me out on my website, www.sohope1.com. I love you all so very much. Thank you. Until I see you again, have a blessed day.